So I decided to put the full wet mud guards back on because bloody hell, it's just so wet and I was getting really quite muddy just riding. So I put those back on, and because the midweek ride was so slippy, I took off my mag peds and put on my flat pedals. And I'm actually now doing that little section there. Wish I'd kept the mag peds back on actually, because they are better for flow and jumping, but still, we live and learn, eh? Oh, bugger. Hi guys, so here's the next installment of my trail centre delights. Today we're up at Afan Forest and we're doing the Penhydd trail. As per usual, lately, changeable weather. You can see the blue sky over there and the clouds up. It absolutely pissed it down last night, so I went out on Wednesday. Local trails were as slippy as hell, so I thought, yep, today back to good old trail centres, and Afan Forest is a lovely place to be. So yeah, enjoy the vid guys. Cheers. Here we are on the Penhydd trail here at Afan Forest. This little interesting downhill section. As you can see, it's still bloody wet and all puddles. Somebody ahead. Hard timing for me. It's good to wear a helmet, I think, in these occasions. So the last time I was up here, well, it must have been about 6 months ago with Rich from the bike room, and all this here was trees blocking, and you can see the carnage. These trees were just blocking it for quite a distance, so it's basically blocked off the trail, and you can see the devastation. That was some storm we had back in November, December, a series of storms. So let's do Desolation. Oh, that's wet. Oh. Should have gone the other route on the side. It would have been so wet. Wet. That is very wet. Well, it's now open, and wish I'd actually avoided it now. It's gonna be fun. Some loose rocks there. Loose rocks and still wet. Loose rocks as well. Slippery rocks, I mean. Ferns in the way. Foxgloves are out as well though. Oh, bloody hell! Wasn't expecting some trees to be down. Oh, these are just little branches just covering the trail. I've been up 2 times as well. Big dipper. This is Sidewinder. You see other masts in the background. You might see a link to my video above. I'm going to other masts. I've only been there once. It's quite challenging. Avon never gets as dry as Cumcar. It's like as if it hasn't stopped raining for years. It's just like the trails are just flowing water. I'm going to put my big mud guard on the back there. So he's stopping some of this water coming up. We're still on Sidewinder. There's wine. A lot. Get water in my bloody mouth now. Oh, look at this. Achally. Achally. Ow, bramble! Spiky plant. Oh. This was where I meant to say. It's a spiky plant. Oh, being overgrown as well doesn't help. Can't see the sides of the trail properly. Makes you think a little, makes you think again about where the trail actually is and what obstacles are there, like no branches. I do now bring a saw with me on my trips so I can cut things back, but dear, there's just too many of them. Still going. Oh, there we go. That's the end, I think, of Sidewinder. Now I'm going into Dead Sheep Gully. I think it's more like Drowned Sheep Gully, considering how wet it is up here. God, I honestly think the conditions were better in the winter when I was last here. That's about Penhydd is a decent trail. The large parts are not the most exciting. A lot of it is like this and fire roads. I think if you want, this is a good sort of trail centre for these sort of more undulating trails. Of course, if you want the more extreme stuff, go to Afan Forest. If you want a bit of a trail centre with a bit of aeration, I think Cumcar's got it over Avon. All right.
Let's do more overhead.
Okay, doing well on a single wheel with that one. All right. Well, there are people doing this on unicycles. That is interesting. One, it's probably knackering. Here we go. Knackering as hell. And secondly, how are they dealing with this terrain? What can I throw? Oh, I need the... Thanks. Needed the speed to get up over that little lip. A bit of downhillage. Still quite narrow, these paths. Another one ahead. Right, coming through. Thank you, cheers. No, just me. Yeah, all right. All right, let's go into Revelation. Must admit, there's a bit just by here which always gets me. Wrong gear again. This bit here, I think. Not just the next bit. There's something about it when I go over it. And I just don't take it very well. Oh, that wasn't so bad this time. Still, it is a bit chunky, that. A bit of a chunky entrance to this. Yeah, this is very chunky. Getting that turn from. Oh, that wasn't such a good take. Took that way too slow. About that, I'm not never that used to it, so it always takes me a bit by surprise. I always think it's going to be like the ones at Glencarrig. But it's not, it's a lot chunkier. As a result, I'll never take this one very fast. They have all that mundanity of most of Penhydd, and you have that Revelation, which is an interesting one. Now we go into Tom, Dick and Harry. Or Harry? That's a bit overgrown though, isn't it? I wonder if those unicyclists are going to go down Revelation. That is something I would like to see. That, my friends, is most of Penhydd done. See you on the next one. Cheers, guys.